Creations. If you're new to my channel and you're stopping by for the first time, thank you for stopping by. Welcome to my channel. Stick around a while by clicking that red button for more crafting on a budget, more everything on a budget videos to come. And if you click it again when the bell appears, YouTube should notify you every time I upload a new video, depending on the option that you choose in the drop-down menu of the bell. If you're interested in following me on social media, you can find those links, you guessed it, in the description box below. What have I got going on for you for today? Oh my goodness. I know I say this all the time, but today's DIY is probably one of my favorite DIYs to date, Christmas DIYs to date that I've ever brought to you all, because I am making a crate for my Christmas tree to go in. Yes, a crate. I'm rustic, I'm farmhouse, I love crates, so why not make one for my Christmas tree instead of using a tree skirt? Now, I love tree skirts. I've always had one. One of my trees this year will have a tree skirt, but one of them's gonna have a crate around it too. I just love the idea and the look of that. And so that's what I'm bringing to you today. The catch with this is it is using almost 100% Dollar Tree items, which is amazing. This is such a budget-friendly DIY tree crate box, if that's what you want to call it. And the outcome, did I say, is so rustic, so farmhouse, and amazing. And can I tell you, it is easy to do. You are going to be blown away at how easy this DIY is with the outcome that it has. So guess what I'm going to do? Yes, I'm going to quit my gabbing. Let's jump into it and let's do some Christmas Dollar Tree DIYing on a budget. Yes, please. Let's get to it. Who is today's KB Creations crafter of the day? You'll want to stick around to the end of the video to see if it's your creation that's being featured in today's video. My blog is up and it is running. I will be posting a new blog every Monday, and this is where I take you along with me on this next chapter of my life and all of the amazing paths that it takes me on. I get personal because everything is personal, including this blog. Yes, I did. I totally took stock in these plaques this year because I had so many amazing DIYs, holiday DIYs in store for you using them. Today you're gonna need 8 of them. I will tell you that you can order a case of these online and have them shipped to the store. That's what I did, so I didn't completely wipe the store out. For all 8, I'm gonna remove the embellishment just like I did here. We're not gonna throw those away because we're gonna need all 8 of them. I am also going to remove the twine and the staples, and surprise, surprise, I'm gonna use some Dollar Tree spackling to fill in those holes, smooth them out. I will tell you that this step for me ended up being unnecessary in the long run because of the method that I used to cover up these plaques. I'm going to take 2 of the plaques, 2 of the 8 plaques, and using the embellishments, I'm going to place some of this wood glue on there, and I am going to attach it to the 2 plaques in turn, connecting the 2 plaques together. This is a great alternative to using popsicle sticks. If you want to use popsicle sticks, you can do that too. I'm going to attach them on the front side of the plaques, the decorative side of the plaques, because why? The other side is a blank canvas, so why would we go through the hassle of trying to cover up the decorative side when we've got that blank canvas on the other side? Once I got these glued on, I am going to take some masking tape, and just to really hold them in place so we have a nice tight fit, I'm going to use some masking tape to just really keep everything in place. And I'm not even going to remove the masking tape because nobody's going to see it. You're gonna need 4 sets of 2 plaques that you've put together. Once you've got your 4 sets of 2 plaques attached, you're gonna take 2 of the 4 sets of 2. Oh my goodness, was that totally confusing? Using some Jenga blocks, we're gonna attach some Jenga blocks to the bottom edge and the top edge of this. I'm using a wood glue. When you're attaching your Jenga blocks, there's no need to make sure that they fit perfectly. If there's a little bit of extra space, that's okay. Just put as many blocks as you can from top to bottom. Right along that edge, you're gonna wanna line up those Jenga blocks with that bottom edge of the plaque, making it even, nice and smooth, no hanging over, no indenting. You just really wanna get it as close to that edge as you can. Once I've got that first row of Jenga blocks glued down, I'm gonna go in and put a second row down, leaving just about a 1/4 inch gap between the 2 rows. And this gap is gonna be wide enough that a plaque would fit in it. And so like I said, we're gonna go ahead and place a second row just like so. And this is just on the one side of the plaque. Once we've done this side, yep, we're gonna head to the top side since this is the bottom side of the plaques, and we're gonna do the same thing, adding 2 rows of Jenga blocks the same way with that 1/4 inch gap between the 2 rows. And so this is what you should be left with. These rows on the top and the bottom on the back side of the 2 sets of plaques that you glued together. You're gonna need 2 sets of these. This is 4 of the 8 plaques that we used to make these, just to be clear. The other 2 sets of plaques should look just like this, where we just glued the 2 plaques together, no extra Jenga blocks are needed. Now it's time to decorate. My favorite part. Now that we've got the engineering part of this done, the fun part begins. I'm gonna give all 4 of these plaques a good coating of some Mod Podge. You know where I'm going with this when I bust out the Mod Podge. Yep, I'm gonna cover all 4 plaques with this black gingham / buffalo check fabric that I picked up at Walmart by Create It. I got a full yard for $6. When covering these plaques, 2 of the plaques that have the Jenga blocks, you're gonna wanna cover the Jenga blocks as well. So when you're cutting that fabric, make sure you cut it big enough that you can cover those Jenga blocks, and you want it to go over the side of the Jenga blocks over to the back of it. We want full coverage. We don't want those Jenga blocks to show. We want them covered with the fabric. Again, I'm gonna use this fabric and do all 4 sets of plaques. And just so I'm clear, once you get that fabric on, you are gonna wanna do a second coat of Mod Podge over the top of the fabric to really get it adhered onto the board. This probably sounds repetitive because you all have seen me cover so many plaques with fabric, but for those of you who are new to my channel, who are tuning in because you saw this amazing DIY that I was doing and you wanted to know how to do it, once the Mod Podge is good and dry, you're gonna wanna give it a couple hours to dry. You're gonna wanna take a straight edge razor using the plaque as a guide to cut off that excess fabric. By doing that, you're gonna get a nice clean cut. Scissors really aren't the way to go. This is definitely the way to go. You can see here how I did the fabric on the back side. You've got 2 sets of rows of Jenga blocks there. You only need to do the row, cover the row with the fabric that is closest to the edge of the plaque, because that's gonna be the row that actually shows at the end of our DIY. And again, we don't want the Jenga blocks to show, we want the fabric to show. So that's why we're covering them with the fabric. Yes. When cutting that excess fabric off of the Jenga blocks, you wanna make sure and just try to keep, again, that first row covered as much as you can. If a little bit of the Jenga block shows, it's okay. We're gonna cover it up with some distressing here. Of course I'm gonna distress this, but for the most part, you really just kind of wanna disguise the fact that we used the Jenga blocks, and you'll see why here in a second. My favorite means of distressing my DIYs is using some of Tim Holtz Distress ink in the color of Walnut Stain. This is an ink pad that you can get at just about any hobby store. You can even find it on Amazon. If you're looking to find it there, you can find the link to it in my Amazon store in the description box below. Because we have a lot of distressing to do for this project, we've got 4 pretty large panels that I'm gonna be distressing. I'm going with a larger brush. Just by taking the brush and running it onto the ink pad itself, you are then going to get some ink on your brush, which you can then use to distress your DIY with. And you can see how I'm doing it. By using a circular motion, you're gonna get more of that softer look versus the strokes, the brush strokes look. And so like I said, I am going to distress all 4 of my panels. Here is a quick look at what these 2 panels should look like once they're done. I did pick up 4 of these style plaques here as well. Actually, I got 2 round ones and 2 of the more square ones because my Dollar Tree was kind of short on them. I removed the embellishment, and you are going to want to fill in all the holes with my favorite thing, spackling. Yes. Then using a combination of some of Waverly's Crimson and Hello Hobby's this Cafe Brown, I'm gonna mix it to make kind of a rustic red because the Crimson Red was just a bit too bright for my taste. You know me, I like to mute out those colors using some brown. So I'm gonna give all 4 of the plaques that are this style a good couple coats of, yes, this rustic red paint that I made. You so know if I'm gonna be distressing those 4 panels, we've gotta distress these plaques too, right? Not only do I like to distress these just because it gives it more of that rustic feel, but it also gives it a bit of dimension, some depth. And on this plaque, I am going to be placing this vinyl decal that I cut using my Cricut. This is a vinyl decal that I will show you here in a second that is available in Linda's Etsy store. We made a couple of different decals for this DIY, so you've got some choices here. I'm gonna go ahead and just apply this to this first plaque. Now, for this DIY, I said I did 4 plaques, but really I did 3 because I was thinking, you know what? I don't need a 4th plaque for the back of my tree. And so I just wanted to add plaques to the 3 panels, the 2 sides and the front. I decided to add a vinyl decal to all 3 plaques. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. These are the vinyl decals that Linda has designed that, again, are available in her Etsy store for instant digital download for $3. So if you've got a Cricut, you're gonna buy the instant digital download it to your computer, upload it to Cricut, and cut it out with your vinyl. If you don't and you wanna have her cut and send them to you with free shipping, it's gonna cost you $6. You can find the link to Linda's Etsy store, guess where? Yes, in the description box below. I'm all about options, alternatives. A couple Dollar Tree alternatives would be these wood pressed words. These are a decent size that would fit perfectly on the front of our crate panels, or these wood, I guess, saying wall decor pieces. These are a decent size too. That would be another great alternative to vinyl. And these 3 plaques that I did not 4, sorry about that, I'm just gonna place right in the center of each of the 3 panels, the front and the 2 sides, using some hot glue. This so needs more distressing. There's never enough distressing for me, so I'm gonna go ahead and add some distressing, just kind of framing out this frame, just like you see me doing here. Yes, the more distressing, the better. That's what I say, makes it look more rustic. I was not feeling the edges. The edges of the panels were bothering me. It felt unfinished, it felt sloppy. So I went and dug into my Dollar Tree ribbon stash, and we've all seen this ribbon at Dollar Tree, and I thought this would be the perfect finishing touch to add to these edges to finish them off. And I couldn't be happier with the way this looks. Of course, I figured out a way to add some burlap and twine into this DIY, right? This ribbon was perfect. I didn't do it along the sides, but I did do it along all 4 plaques on the top and the bottom edge. Now let's put this together. It's so easy. So we added the Jenga blocks here with that gap. We're gonna take the plaque that doesn't have the Jenga blocks, yes, and it's gonna slide right in between these 2 plaques, attaching them together. How amazing is that? Look at that. Isn't that amazing? I love this. Yes, so we're gonna have 1 plaque that has the Jenga blocks in the front of our box, 1 in the back, and the 2 panels that don't have Jenga blocks are gonna slide right into those, giving us a DIY tree crate box. Let's go take a look. What a fun alternative to a tree skirt, right? Who would have thought you can make your own DIY Christmas tree crate box using Dollar Tree plaques, and it turns out this amazing. Who is today's KB Creations Crafter of the Day? It's going out to Jennifer, who's bringing to us her DIY bleak to chic scarecrow. I am loving your spin and your twist on this. Jennifer, thank you so much for sharing your recreation with us today. Did I not tell you how amazing does that look? And it was budget friendly. And do I need to say it? I will. It was easy, quick, and easy to do. It doesn't get any easier than that. I've said it once, I'll say it again. We love DIYs that are like that, right? And the fact that you can do this using almost 100% Dollar Tree items is amazing. I hope you all enjoyed today's DIY Christmas tree crate. Oh my goodness. Please make sure to give this video a big thumbs up. And let's get this video to 5,000 likes. Because like I always say, and I know, I sound like a broken record, but it's true. Each and every one of your thumbs up and those comments that you do leave down below, they really do help my channel to grow, and it helps YouTube to notice me just a bit more. Until next time, everybody, I hope you have a fantastic day. Happy crafting on a budget. Stay happy, stay safe, stay healthy, but most of all, you know what I'm gonna say? Stay positive because I am. Bye for now, everybody.